And we're live. Moonlight Weeps. It only won the ITW Thriller Award and the PWA Seamus Award. Back to back. One of my best books. If you like Elvis impersonations, cheesy Elvis impersonators, you're going to love this one. Everybody asked me to write about Fat Elvis ever since this book. Everybody's like, when is Fat Elvis coming back? So he's back in a bunch of them. I don't know why I'm talking about that right now. But anyway, Bunker Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button and the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on one exciting video. So soon we'll be upgraded and we'll have, I'll be able to do screen shares and stuff like that. And I'm like petrified of it because I suck at that. Oh no, I suck again. I suck at like all this electronic technology stuff. But I got to learn it, right? So I got to do it. It will enhance your experience. As one of my loyal followers. So market saturation, is there such a thing? Back in the mid-90s when I was in writing school, I was a young pup, there was something like 500,000 books being published, I think per year or something like that. I don't know what it was. Now there's like 2 million books being published per year. Maybe more, maybe less, whatever. I don't subscribe to that market saturation nonsense because I'll tell you why. Because like half of those 2 million books are probably like self-help books. Another quarter is probably like coloring books and low content books and all that nonsense. And then there's like half of what's left is probably romances. And then you're getting into like my niche, which is like hard-boiled noir, suspense, psychological suspense, action adventure, and stuff like that. What I call pulp fiction, like the pulp fiction of the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. And, in my opinion, those are popular niches. But people, when people find an author they like, they're going to stick with that author. Sometimes they'll drift around a little bit here and there. I mean, I haven't, for instance, when I first started out, I loved Don Winslow's books. I think The Death and Life of Bobby Z is a great book. But then I kind of learned a little bit more about Don Winslow and who he is and what he is. And I kind of get turned off. So I haven't read one of his books in a long time. Yes, there is some truth behind. You need to, if you like the author, chances are you're going to want to read the author. But he's entitled to his, whatever. I do not begrudge him anything, and he's been courteous enough to blurb me. At least he did more than 20 years ago now. But like, all you really need to make a really good living in this business is like 1,000 loyal fans. And you might have 1,000 loyal fans who, some of them might come and go while you gain new ones, and older ones move on to maybe whatever's newer and cooler or whatever. But all you need at one time is 1,000 loyal fans to be buying up all your stuff. And I put out a lot of work, right? I'm prolific. I have a new one coming out called The Man Who Prayed for the End of the World. It's, kind of like one of my Twilight Zone inspired stories. It's up on Vella now. A version of it is on Vella now, but an edited version is going to be in book form as early as tomorrow or tonight. Great cover. But some people are like, oh, you have to write like 1 million books, to start making, good money and all that. And that's not true at all. I just write a lot of books because I write a lot of books because that's what I do. Um, and some people make a great living on 2 or 3 books. I think the guy who wrote The Martian, and it was an indie published book. Um, I think he's only got like 3 or 4 books out, and The Martian was quickly picked up, and it just became a sensation. And Matt Damon made a movie out of it. The movie was all right. I don't know. It was all right. I didn't read the book though. I bet the book was better. The book's always better, don't you think? But anyway, this market saturation, it's kind of nonsensical. Um, there's just more of everything. There's more choice. Um, you know, if anything, I think like music is saturated, and like it's based, but I can't even begin, to tell you how many millions upon millions of songs you can choose from, or albums or whatever. And I still go to the same stuff. I still go to the Beatles. I still go to XTC. I still go to the Jam. I still go to the Clash. I still go to the Buzzcocks. I'm I'm still living in the '80s. I swear to God. There's very little new stuff they listen to other than like Ben Folds, and even then, I listen to like Ben Folds 5 from the '90s. So, but and the same. What else? What about like Netflix? I mean, have you ever gone through like one of those nights where you're not sure what you want to watch? And this is especially true if you have like a girlfriend, or or a boyfriend or whatever, and you're like going through it and like, oh, well, let's try this. No, I'm not in the mood for that. Let's try this. Okay. By the time you get through selecting something, you're like, well, fuck it, I'm going to bed because an hour has passed and we haven't chosen anything. Um, so like for sure, like there's so many streaming services now and so many choices. It's unbelievable. When I grew up, you had 3 stations, and your show, if you liked the show, like say the $1 million Man, $6 million Man, like it came out once a week, and you had a season of it, and then it was done or whatever, and once a week, and it wasn't repeated until the show went into rerun mode. So like you had to like vie for like your television time. You had to be like, and I had 2 older sisters. I don't recall like saying like, I get this time to watch my show, because we had more than everybody had like a TV in their room, like a small black and white TV. So like everybody could watch what they wanted to watch when they wanted to watch it. But believe it or not, I watched black and white TV all the way up into college, and I had a manual typewriter. That's how old I am. But things changed fast, and they changed in the '90s. So like, I'm guessing you probably can't even get a black and white TV anymore, right? Unless you go to like Salvation Army or a garage sale. Anyway, it would have rabbit ears and it wouldn't have cable. So yeah, and I remember when cable came out, there were just a few stations. Really, it was like a dozen stations. One of them was HBO, and they kind of showed the same 2 or 3 films like all month. They just kept revolving them, like. But anyway, but now there's just a lot of choices, a lot of entertainment choices, but honestly, once you find a fan who likes your stuff, they're going to read you forever. And and hopefully anyway. And like I said, all you need is that 1,000 true fans. So anyway, that's all I have to say on the matter. It's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday, getting close to Christmas Day. I'll be heading up north tomorrow afternoon, and I'm going to ski on Wednesday. So the next couple of days is going to be a little sketchy. I may end up not being able to do a video one of these days, or my next video might actually not be tomorrow. It might end up being on the mountain on Wednesday, or maybe both. Maybe it'll be from up north and from the mountain. We'll see. All right. I hope all you guys are doing great, and I will talk to you tomorrow or Wednesday. And ciao, 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 ciao.